Okay, I would love to hear from you what is going well in your business so far this month. Shout out some things that are going great.
I had 2 parties starting this week, and I have a phone meeting with the PTO of the middle school here for the classroom campaign.
Awesome. Awesome. I just had my teacher that I was in contact with, she just messaged me back today to tell me that it's going to go through the beginning of October through the meeting, the process that they have to do, the vote and everything to approve it. And so I'm excited about that too. So that's awesome. How are your virtual parties going so far?
My recruit is also killing his first party.
Yay!
My virtual parties are killing too. But I'm really proud of Jacob. He's just taking to it.
Awesome. I love that. That's great. Is he doing virtual parties?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
And this is the boost of confidence that he needs, because it's his mother's party that he's doing.
You're breaking up on us, Dawn. We can't hear you very well.
She booked it off the party, and then he has like low self-esteem. This is like whose party it is. She had left him.
Wish I could hear what she was saying. Dawn, we can't hear you very well. Oh, no, she's gone.
Okay, I'm back.
There you are. Sorry,
Yeah,
it was like. I was like, I wish I could hear what she's saying right now.
That's life these days. No, I said his mom booked the party off of his party, and when he signed up, I handed it over to him as his first party. And he has really low self-esteem, and I'm making sure to throw compliments to him, and he looks forward to doing this for a long time. I told him.
Man, I wish I want to hear what she's saying. Darn it.
What about Deanna?
Move over. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. His mom booked the party off of his party. Then he signed up, so I handed it over to him as his first party. Now, Jacob has really low self-esteem. I mean, he just doesn't have any confidence in himself whatsoever. I make sure to compliment him all the time. His mom started complimenting him in how he's running her party. So his self-esteem is up here now.
Oh, that's so good.
Did you hear me?
Yes, for the most part. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, he's planning. He told me tonight that he plans on this being a long-term thing for him.
Aw, that's awesome. Have you introduced him to the team? Have you announced him on the team? Or on the Team PC Hotshot page? Maybe. Maybe not.
What was the question?
Did you guys see him announced on the Team PC Hotshot page? Did we welcome him?
Oh.
The consultant under her? I don't remember.
I'm sorry. My internet really stinks.
Did you announce him on Team PC Hotshots? Did we welcome him?
I don't remember doing them on PC Hotshots. I know I did them on Shakers and Bakers.
Yeah, if you will, I'd love to welcome him.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind.
I'm sorry about that. Internet has been so spotty here all evening.
It is okay, no problem. All right. Who else has something to shout out that's going good in their business?
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
So man, I don't know. It made me start crying. So
Then we're gonna start crying, and
I
then
know.
Tony's gonna cry, and
So my original after our first call was to become director by October 15th. Whew, this is gonna suck. But I have decided to challenge myself that I'm gonna become director before the end of September.
yay!
All right.
Because this month is going to be probably this is going to get emotional. It's probably going to be my biggest month because normally I've done 2 to 3 parties, and I mean I've done pretty good with 2 to 3 parties every month. And then this month I have 10 parties, which is kind of stressful. So I'm kind of freaking out about it, but they're going really well right now.
How many do you have currently going?
Huh?
How many do you have currently going?
I have 4 going right now.
Okay.
I already closed 2 earlier this month, and then I have 4 going right now, and then I'll do the rest of the month. But I also signed on my first 2 recruits last month, which was emotional.
Yeah.
And they finished their launch parties this month, so I'm officially a team leader.
Yay!
That's exciting.
That is so exciting.
But yeah, so I just need 3 more, and I hit director. And Tony knows how I like a challenge, so challenge me to message.
I like that about Tony.
People. What?
So I like that about Tony.
I know. So she has challenged me to message 5 people a day and share the opportunity. So I started yesterday, and I have 5 more to do today. So, and I have 2 people from yesterday's that are like on the edge, and then
Yay.
1 guy that's on the edge. So
You gotta
Push him
get
off
him.
that cliff.
I know I'm trying to push him off the cliff. So
That
fingers
is
crossed.
exciting.
I'm gonna do it this month.
That is so exciting. You're on
texting
my
me.
board.
She does
You're on my board right
screenshots of what they say, and she texts me and goes, "Now what do I say?" Because
Yep. What you gotta do.
Yeah, and it's working because it's getting him closer and closer.
Awesome. All right, Tamara, what about you?
I had to find my unmute.
There.
My sister's launch party is ending this week. I have a party starting tomorrow. It's supposed to be today, but probably tomorrow. Kayla and I have talked about it over and over, and while I was on vacation, messaged. It felt like 20 million, but we literally wrote it all down, and it was like 30 something. And then I did like the follow up with the picture with them, and I am not getting the bookings that I wanted yet. I'm still gonna go through. No one's actually said no, so until like I get a hard no, it's happening.
Yep.
And that's kind of my goal is just like Deanna's. I want it this month. I mean, why keep waiting? Why keep pushing?
You're on my board right
further
here.
and further, you know.
You're on my board right here too.
And you're on my board.
See right there?
It's like, is it a good thing or a bad thing to be on this board?
I've got right there. Yep.
Yeah. So she's got at least 1 booking so far from her party. I'm assuming, even though Candace doesn't talk to me, it looks like she's got a couple of bookings. And I posted tonight in our little small team group, just sell 1 1 quick cooker, you know, for my 2 that are almost inactive. And so if I can get all 4 of them on, all I need is 1 more, and then hit the sales amount, and that's it. So, and I actually went through tonight because I was like, okay, maybe I just need different people. And I started going through people I know and just started adding everybody. and requesting them.
Mhm.
And that way, hopefully, maybe the new people will see some of my posts. And it was like, okay, my husband's friends with them. So I'd add them. Okay, this one's person. Oh, and this work person. And I'm trying to just get more people. And then hopefully I can just, the more people that are seeing it, the better the chances too. I'm doing it.
Yay. Yeah. I'm
Woohoo.
telling you, it is going to be a party at the next team meeting. Party. I may even make some margaritas, even though I can't drink them.
Well, my biggest thing is I have
Make
to be
some
able to
virgin
dance
ones,
at the
too.
party with my boyfriend.
Oh my god.
So we're dating. He just doesn't know it yet.
Oh, okay.
My
Hey, Dawn,
kid's
in
looking at
case
me
you
like,
don't know
Mom.
what they're talking about, she's referring to the DJ from conference.
You're going to have to fight me for him, Tamara.
I'm pretty sure
Bring
you're
it.
gonna have to fight about like every single girl.
Everybody.
Right?
But that's my goal. I want to be there for that party, and I want to be there for all of that. And I want my face on that screen when I walk across that stage.
Yeah,
yeah.
buddy.
Dance across the stage. We've talked about this.
That's true.
You know what
That's
my goal
true.
is? I'm gonna share with you guys all right now. My goal is, okay? My goal is to be better health-wise so I can actually bust the moves that I like to bust next year. That's my goal. I started keto a couple weeks ago. I've already lost 7 pounds so far.
Just
But-
wait, you'll get to see my super fancy moves.
My goal, I like
Seen
this
them,
year,
Deanna.
being at that dance was kind of depressing because I couldn't move like I wanted to. My knee just didn't bend that way yet. So, yeah, that's my goal.
I think
I
there
don't
should
think
be
anyone can dance as good as Kayla. That girl can dance.
Kayla's body, like it's just all over the place.
That booty just goes where it wants to go.
Oh, she cracks me up.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful that I had that long shirt to cover her booty wherever it wanted to go.
At the end of the night, she really didn't care.
Mm-mm.
She did not. Okay, so I want to share. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. I'm going to look at the clock. Is it raining? Yep, I think it is. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to go below the line for a minute. And what that means is I want you to share. You can share, and if you don't have anything, you don't have to share. But if you want to share something that is frustrating you or that you're discouraged with, this is your chance to go below the line for 2 minutes. Ready, set, go.
I think it's frustrating when you see that they read the message. Tell me something. Tell me no. Tell me go away. Tell me shut up. Tell me yes.
Yep.
Not
You
a
know,
yes.
you know what I say to those people that read it, and I know they read it? I say, hey, I know our lives are super, super busy, but I was just wondering if you saw my message from a couple days ago, which they
Right.
know.
Go for the 5. Ask
I know that they saw my message, but when you put in there, I know you're super, super busy, then they can't come back and say, I was just super, super busy. You already stated that. So usually when I say, hey, I know that everyone is super, super busy, but I just want to check in and see if you saw my message from a couple days ago. That typically, if they're a nice enough person, they'll say something at that point. Typically. Anyone else?
Well, I'll tell you what's frustrating for me right now is I had 10 parties scheduled this month, and half of my hosts just up and canceled on me. And
You know
now,
why they canceled? What was their reason for canceling?
oh, family commitment. It was just, I think honestly, it was, the excuses were just a bunch of crap, honestly. I just think they decided they just didn't want to do it. They just didn't want to be happy with it. I mean, really. A couple of them, it's really frustrating because they actually begged me to do parties. They were booked off of parties last month, and they begged. You know, they wanted dates that, you know, really weren't convenient for me, you know, but they were like paying for it, you know, and now one of them, I can't even get a hold of her. She won't return my calls, my messages, nothing. And I have tried to contact her way more than 5 times. And it's like, you know, it's like a black hole, you know. And then on top of that, you know, I've been trying to book parties to replace those. And it's just like this month, it just seems like the doors keep getting slammed in my face and I can't find an open window anywhere.
Yeah. It's out there. It's out there. It's time to hit the streets. Take those mini catalogs to the streets.
I do. Those catalogs, I carry my promo pack with me everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went live?
Yesterday, actually.
Went live yesterday?
Yeah.
Just
I think
keep
it
doing
was
that a few
yesterday.
times.
Wait a minute. What was yesterday?
Wednesday.
No, it was Tuesday. Sorry.
So with that, I would just look at, you know, even going through past parties.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I started making a list of all my past customers, like that's been at least more than 3 months. You know, trying to and going to them, but so far I haven't had any luck yet. But it's just frustrating. You know, it's kind of brought me down. I'm kind of struggling right now. I'm actually sitting here right now going, why am I here?
because you are. Because you have proven yourself over and over again when you have been in this place.
Oh, I know. I know, it's a mindset thing. I know, but you know,
You're
I've
so
got
proud of it. Because you've been here
Working on it.
before. You've been
Were they
here before.
online parties?
Yeah. I have not had any luck booking cooking shows. Of course, you have to realize that 90% of my customers live in the state of Texas. Because that's where all of my people. I went to Odessa in July to that Two Hip Chicks show, and I met all these amazing people. So all my recruits are in Texas, and all my customers pretty much are in Texas.
That's okay.
So yeah, so you know, cooking shows are not
But
exactly.
are you telling them that, you know, it's free, you know, they don't have to do anything, you do all the work, and, you know, they're on Facebook anyway, so why not just comment and have fun?
Yeah, I actually don't tell my hosts they don't have to do anything, because when they do get into their heads that they literally don't have to do anything. You know, and that I do everything. They don't even have to, you know, interact or anything, and they get very lazy. So like, you know, I have been, you know, I've been talking like, you know, oh my God, you know, you saw how much fun we had at so and so's party, you know, and look at all of the free and all the great shopping sprees she got to go on, and da 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 da, and so far, you know. And I'm, you know, of course, I'm talking about the holidays, you know, it's Christmas, you know, I start thinking about Christmas, and but so
You
far,
know what
not
I
so much.
say? You know what I say to people that don't respond to me? I say, oh my goodness, has something happened? I'm really getting kind of worried about you because I haven't heard any responses. I'm going to try to contact whoever the host was that they booked from that knows them and make sure everything is okay with you.
Oh, it's a good idea. I didn't think about that.
Good one.
And they usually respond real quick. I'm okay. I just, you know, but that a lot of times is a way. Oh my goodness, I'm really kind of worried about you. I know you were super excited about having this party and I haven't heard anything. I hope everything's okay with you. I'm going to have to check with Susie Q and make sure that you're all right.
That's a
You
good
can
idea.
also say, what's the best way to communicate with you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, and I do. I always, you know, when I set up my parties and I talk, you know, do my, you know, first of all, I always ask them, you know, what is the best way to get a hold of you? You know, is it Facebook? Is it text message? Is it phone calls? You know, and of course, you know, 9 times out of 10, they always, you know, they say either Facebook Messenger or texting. You know, but you know, and of course, I try to catch them when they're on, when I see that they're active on Messenger. You know, and they just, you know, some of them just flat out ignore you. You know.
When's your next vendor event?
October, hopefully. Still waiting to hear back. I think that's been part of my problem too, is because one of my goals was I've been trying to do a vendor event a month, and I wasn't able to get in on one this month. I just had way too much crazy stuff going on at the office that I couldn't really, you know, think about trying to get away for the weekend. I'm amazed I'm actually able to go to Branson this weekend. So, but hopefully I'm going to Enid in October. So Fingers crossed.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just frustrated because I had 10 parties booked for this month. You know, I was looking to have a better month than I had last month. And, you know, right now I'm feeling like I'm going to be lucky if I even hit 750 this month. Yeah.
But just remember, we're only on the 13th. Today's the 13th.
13th.
We have like more than half the month.
Yep.
I know, but I'm also concerned that I mean, three out of my 5 recruits. I actually, you know, I might as well just say I've only got 3 recruits now because my other 2 are just. I have no idea what happened to them.
So what do you need to qualify to be a director this month?
Oh, I won't qualify to be a director this month.
There's that mindset.
Oh no, it's not a mindset. It's not a mindset, I promise you. It's
What is it then?
It's a reality because my 2 of my recruits are gone bye-bye. And
You know what Sarah Casillas just told me?
let me say it this way, that I actually don't want to qualify this month.
Explain that.
Explain. I don't know that I can. I don't know. Mel, you remember when I talked to you when I first decided that I was going to go for a directorship? I'm feeling really, really overwhelmed right now. And I'm actually feeling so overwhelmed that I'm almost to the point that I want to quit because I'm feeling so overwhelmed. And I need to stick to the goal that I have set for myself, which is to keep my team leader status this month and not try to go with anything. I'm not trying to go anything bigger than that because I think if I try to set anything bigger than that and I fail, I think it probably would be the tipping point for me to walk away.
The failure part is what scares you the most.
Terrified of it. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
The what part?
The failure part.
Yeah, and that kind of failure, I don't deal well with that kind of failure at all. So right now my goal is to keep my team leader status because if I don't make it this month, you know, I'm gonna do it again, which I know I realize it can be done, but I just really need to stay focused on just keeping my team leader status.
What I liked about becoming director versus team leaders, you know, team leader, you have to, you know, make that status each month. Director, you won't lose that status, no matter who's active and who's not. And that was a big relief to me.
Yeah, and I know it will be when I make it to that point. But right now, and I know it sounds negative and I know it's bad mindset and everything, but I just really, really need to stay focused on keeping my team leader status right now.
And we respect that. I think I need to go get sushi with you and kick you in the butt, but.
Well, and you know, I admit that I definitely probably need to be kicked in the butt. You know,
You know I'm good at butt kicking.
I know you are, and honestly, and I get that I'm in my head. I get that.
Well, at least you know that because
I know that. You know,
I had to talk to my son about that tonight because he was all sorts of in his head, and gosh, some of the things that he says sometimes just scares me. But that's beside the fact. But you know, even telling him, you know, you can't, you know, talk down on yourself. You can't say I'm not good at anything. You can't tell me that you're, you know, so.
Yeah, no, and I get that. I do get that. It's just I always have a hard time and I never know quite how to get out of my head. You know, it's just usually a revelation that comes about 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh, there it is.
Are you writing down your positive thinkings, your positive things every morning?
No, I haven't been doing that. I actually forgot about that.
I'm going to challenge you the rest of this month to come up with 5 positive things to write down every morning.
Okay.
That.
I set that challenge.
Okay. Because I think right now that's what you need the most is to believe in yourself that you can do it.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, I do when I catch myself, you know, getting into these spaces in my head, you know, I think about those negative thoughts, and, you know, I do try to, you know, turn around into positives, and, you know, and then I get sidetracked and I forget what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Come back and I feel like I'm starting all over again, and it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm in my head and I need to get out of it, but I haven't quite figured out how to get out of it yet.
So I have written here on my desk, the lessons we've learned the hardest are the lessons we've learned the best. And that to me just says a lot. So the lessons we've learned the hardest are the lessons we've learned the best. And sometimes things can be really, really hard to learn, but a lot of times those are the lessons that we learn the best. So I want to share a couple things with you. One of them being a video that one of my good friends, Mary Haynes, took, and she's another executive director, and she does really, really good at virtual parties and recruiting. And so she recorded a video for me on recruiting. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share this with you guys for you guys to watch. So hold on just a second. Oh, whoops.
Hi guys, I am Melody.
That would be the wrong one. Hold on.
Executive Director.
We're doing that one next. Just one second. Oh,
Hi guys.
there I am again. Hold on just a second. I need to do something. I know I learned that I have to put share computer sound when I share these. Otherwise, they don't share properly. That's one I sent to her because she did one for me and I did one for her. So, okay, here's hers. Make it bigger.
Hey, you guys, Mary Haynes here, Executive Director from Florida. Melody wanted me to share some recruiting tips with you guys to help you max out this $29 special that is going on right now. Hope you guys are super excited. $29 for someone to get started. Oh my goodness. So amazing, this gift that Pampered Chef has given us, along with the ability for them to earn the Quick Cooker in their first 30 days. Hello. So awesome. So I hope you guys are taking advantage of that. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks and just some strategy for how to max this out. First of all, if you are someone that has been thinking about promoting to director, or maybe team leader, wherever you want to go, this is the month to do it. Okay, this is the month. With this $29 special, we really have the ability to touch so many different people's lives. So here's how you're going to do that. First of all, you got to start with a goal. All right, everything has to start with a goal. If you don't have a goal, you don't know where you're going. So what is your goal for how many new team members do you want? If you're starting out at 0 and you want to be a director by the end of the month, I would probably set my goal at like 6 or 7, maybe 8, 9, 10. If you already have a few team members, then I would take your personal high month and double it is what I would do. So I know for me, that's what I did. That's what I set my recruiting goal at. So think about your goal first and make sure it's reasonable based on your show schedule. If you have one show on your calendar right now and you want to recruit 8 people, that's going to be a little hard. So you may have to beef up your show schedule a little bit. Okay. We should be walking away from our shows with about 3 recruit leads per party. So make sure, and one of those is your hostesses, guys, especially this month. So make sure that you are making those contacts on your parties, building interest for the business on your parties. And if you already have a list of recruit leads to follow up with, that's a great place to start. So if I want to add 5 team members, I'm going to come up with a list of about 50 people, right? So come up with your list of about 50, and then what you're going to do is you're going to start reaching out. But I don't want you guys to post stuff on Facebook, okay? Here's the deal, guys. This business is about relationships, so don't just go post the image and say, oh my goodness, what a great deal we have for you. You must join my team this month. Who wants in? that is not appealing. It comes across as salesy, and it's just not something that is coming from the heart. All right, this $29 kit should come from sincerity. It should come from your heart. It should come from you wanting to make that person's life better because your life is better because of Pampered Chef, okay? So personally reaching out. So what you're going to do, what I do each month actually, is I reach out to my list. I have a running list of people who just weren't quite ready to join yet. And at the beginning of the month, and even though it's the middle of the month, that's okay, I reach out to them and I say, hey, Melanie, hope you're doing well. Just circling back around because Pampered Chef just announced the new consultant special for September. Would you like me to send it to you? Always under the question, guys. Always under the question. And so when they say, yeah, go ahead and send it. Most of the time they say yes. I don't have many people say no. And then I'm going to send it to them and I'm going to say, what do you think? Okay, this is going to start the conversation with them about the special. Right? On your parties, make sure if you're doing virtual or you're doing in-home parties, make sure you're building desire for the opportunity. Play some games that get them to guess your paycheck. And guys, don't be shy about your paycheck. Most of the time, the conversations that I have with people about the opportunity, they're only wanting to make $300 to $500 a month. So if your paycheck is anywhere in that range, be proud out loud about it, man. Even if it's more, even if it's less. You don't know what that person is looking for. So you be honest and share your paycheck. You could do a guess the paycheck game. You could do a any sort of game where they are guessing, what you make, or Q&A. Make sure on your virtual parties you're doing a Q&A, and then answer those questions on there. You can give them extra tickets or put their name in a drawing or whatever you normally do on your virtual parties. Just make sure you're building desire. You also, on your parties, you want to be talking about the quick cooker because, hello, that's the special, right? So you want to build desire for the quick cooker, and then when someone's like, oh my goodness, I need that in my kitchen, you could say something like, you want me to show you how to get it for free? Build desire for the product. That may be enough to get them to jump, right? Okay, so you've got your goal, you've got your list of people to reach out to, you build the desire at your parties, and then what about those actual recruiting conversations? Those actual recruiting conversations are not that hard, you guys. If you are struggling with recruiting, I would check the words that you're saying. Make sure you're checking the words that you're saying. Make sure when I look at a recruiting conversation, they're usually screenshots on my phone. I want to make sure when I'm checking the conversation, I'll show you guys what it looks like. I want to make sure that the conversation looks a lot like that. Okay, it's me going back and forth with them, right? Where they're talking and I'm talking. I don't want it to be all me talking and them saying, okay. You want to make sure you're asking questions and listening for the answer. Even if it's over Messenger, you want to listen. You want to leave the conversation and say, am I listening more than I'm talking? Because we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So if you will listen to them and actually ask some strategic questions, like, what do you want Pampered Chef to do for you? Are you in the market for extra income? Would you be interested in virtual or in-home parties? Like, ask questions and get to their why, right? And then you'll be able to get them to sign up. It's pretty simple. It's just a conversation. And don't be so scripted in your conversations that it's not real. Just talk to them. This is you building a relationship with your potential team member. Okay. If you're struggling with that, I encourage my team to send me a 3-way message. Get me on a 3-way message or send me screenshots. So a lot of times they'll just take a screenshot and send it to me, and I will type in what to say next. So reach out to your upline and say, hey, I don't know what to say next. And I promise you, they will help you figure out some words to say. There's also some great training on the on Consultants Corner from PCU. There's also those digital interview cards if you're struggling with questions to ask. You guys use the resources that we have, all right? So make it happen this month. Fall is magical. I say that all the time for my team. So fall is magical. So you're going to set a goal. You're going to start reaching out to past people that maybe haven't jumped yet. You're going to build some desire on your parties and reach out to people on your parties as well. So when those people answer those Q&As and they're asking strategic questions, friend request them. Or if they're at a home party, you're going to talk to them at the party and say, hey, you had some great questions during the Q&A. Have you ever considered doing what I do? Or are you in the market for extra income? Your hostesses, guys, 5 times. You should be asking your host 5 times. Claudia Bazaar has a great image floating around there, a checklist for how to ask your hostess 5 times. So lots of ways that you can make this happen this month. So go get them, guys. Set a goal. Make it happen. Super excited for you guys. See you later.
Okay. So I would love to hear what some of your takeaways were from that. What were some of the tips that you like that she said?
I think they're reaching out personally instead of just that mass direct sale basic message of, hey, this is our special, is really key.
Mm-hmm.
I did like, the statistic, the ratio she gave, 50 people to get 5 recruits.
Yep.
That was good for me. I think better, numbers like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of goes along with what I made Deanna do, the 5 people a day.
Yeah.
Deanna, quit looking like that. It's working.
But it's true that it takes, and I think that's what we sometimes we don't realize, is we're like, man, I'm just trying so hard on this one person. We're clinging to them and we're trying so hard on this one person and putting everything on this one person signing up. And what we don't realize is sometimes it takes us talking seriously to 10 people to get one actually to sign. So that's why I tell you guys all the time how important it is to have your show schedule, where you have at least 8 parties, because you have to be able to put, it is all a numbers game. You have to be able to put yourself in front of enough people that you give yourself, a chance to reach out to these people. Because if you have, 2 parties a month, it's going to be really hard to get those recruits based on just a couple parties. So it's easier when you're putting yourself in front of more people. For
Isn't
sure.
there a calculation somewhere? I think Kayla's posted it or something. However many parties or people you need to talk to.
Yeah.
Gets you a recruit.
I know that I was told once you have to be talking usually to 10 people to get one typically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what it is beyond that. But
I have it in my notes somewhere. I'll look through.
anything else that you guys have seen?
The listen more than you talk.
Yep.
That was a really good one, because I know with, I have a tendency to just go on and on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that really stood out. It stood out in my mind as well, and also just thinking about what she showed on the phone. Is your conversation a back and forth where you're asking questions?
Yeah.
So Sarah said that she has that person signing up now. And I think it's great. The very first thing she asked her is, why do you not think that you were successful at your business? She could have said, well, let me tell you about how amazing Pampered Chef is and why I think you should join this month, and just vomited a bunch of information on her. But I think that it's great. Instead, she said, why do you think you weren't successful the first time? So asking that first question, is honestly what I think she was able to think through. Okay, why wasn't I successful the first time? Well, it's because all it was cooking shows, and I am not able to do that kind of show now. Well, that's great because we now have virtual, parties. So.
And making it more about them versus us or,
Right.
anything else.
Right.
I know one of the responses I get a lot is like, oh, I'm not a salesperson. I can't sell things. And I never know what to say to that.
You know what I say to that? I say, neither am I. I say, I have never been a salesperson. When I signed up for Pampered Chef, that's one of the biggest hold-ups for myself, because I had never sold anything in my life. And all I'd ever done was taught. And I was like, well, I've never sold anything and I don't know how to sell, but why not give this a shot? And what I found with Pampered Chef is that everyone eats. I use these products in my kitchen. So I just share what I make for dinner every night. And that's literally what my parties consist of. When I talk about the Rock Crock, it's, oh, let me show this recipe book to you. Here are all the recipes that I make in it. Oh, I love it when I make this at my house. I use it for this. It's literally me talking about the experiences that I have in my own personal kitchen. And that's what people want to hear. They don't want to hear all of the facts about it because they can read that in the catalog. They want to know how is that product going to help me get dinner quicker, on the table than something that I already have. So I am not a salesperson. I'll be the first one to tell you I hated that.
And you really don't have to sell.
No, what was that? Not the Simple Slicer, but the
mandolin.
Yes, I hated that thing. I used it all the time, and I was like, that is the most horrible thing ever. And when people would ask me if they should buy it, I said, no, you shouldn't. Horrible. I didn't actually say that, but I said, honestly, if I was going to choose between the mandolin and the Simple Slicer, I would choose the Simple Slicer every time because it's simple. I don't want complicated. So I was honest with them about it. Yeah, the mandolin was like 3 times as much as a Simple Slicer, but to me that didn't matter when I couldn't even show them how to freaking work it if they wanted me to do a video for them. So to me, it's about, I'm not going to go around telling them anything I have problems with, as far as products, but I do think sometimes it isn't just about being a salesperson. It's about being honest with people about how these products make their life easier, So that's my response every time. Well, I'm not, and I've had quite a bit of success with this business. So, anything else that stood out?
To me, I think was also to just be real, rather, I think in the conversations that you're having with them, and then just even in your parties. And I'll say it, my husband told me, I say a lot, and it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, okay, I realize it, and now I realize it. I really do, but it's one of those things that's me. And when I mess up, when I'm doing a live video or my kids are being annoying or whatever, that's my real life. That's how most people's lives are going to be. Is you've got kids in the kitchen, you've got all this stuff going on, whether you have small kids or anything going on, and you're just being real because that's how it's going to be for them. And so even if you do mess up and you don't know how to use that mandolin or whatever, which is funny because I have one actually from my surprise box. I looked at it and was like, no.
I sold mine.
I gave mine away as an incentive to give the party to $1,000.
That's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to give mine away for a booking. But I was just like, no, there's certain things that I'm just like, this is something I can't do. This is something I don't know how to do. I was like, but, the Simple Slicer to me is a lot easier. It's funner too. My son, can go through a 5-pound bag of potatoes and be like, oh, we didn't need that many, So, but yeah, it's just the being real, I think, real personal to them, which kind of goes hand in hand with the listening.
The biggest response I've ever had from one of my videos is when the first time I made macaroni and cheese in the microwave pasta maker. I had my friend's girls here that day, and they were all over the kitchen. They wanted to see what I was doing, so they ended up being on the video. And I got such a huge response from that. And the fact that the kids were there and they were helping, they were like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And the girls were so excited about getting that homemade macaroni and cheese that, I've actually made it part of that video, part of my layout for my virtual parties.
They were very cute, by the way.
I think that sometimes we lose focus on the fact that that's what catches people. They don't need you to just share all of the wonderful things. They need to hear personally, what has Pampered Chef done for you? How has it helped you? That's what they want to care about. And, I was watching, when she said that the average that people want, I can honestly say when I ask every single time I do a new consultant a training, and I ask them what their goal is, majority of the time it's between $200 to $500 every single time. So share with them, because then they're going to see, wow, that's actually what I want to make too. I share with them that the kind of income that you've been able to make so far, as an extra income, and what that has done for you, what you've been able to do with that, and why, and I challenge every single one of you to write down why you are in this business. And I say all the time, and I know Tamara Storkman's heard me say it, does your why make you cry? It does for Deanna. But seriously, there are times where I was taking out that why bag after I had just got back from a trip, or I just had gotten back from conference, or, and I was taking out that why bag and I was showing people, pulling out a picture of my kids, and I lost it in the middle of a show. I would just start crying, because to me, the way that I have been able to stay home with my kids and provide this kind of an income for my family has been life-changing. I would have never been able to do that as a teacher. So, I have to think, when I've had stressful days, and I've had days where, oh my goodness, I've had cancellations, and this person didn't want to join my team, and this party canceled, and, like this person is, just, all this stuff, and have you taken care of this yet? Have you talked to this person? Have you done this? And I'm just like, and I have to remember in these moments, why, Melody? Why do you do this business? What has this business done for you? And then my kids, I pick them up from school and they come home. And my son the other day, he saw the donut maker and he said, oh my goodness, Mom, Pampered Chef is awesome. He's so excited about that donut pan, And so sometimes you need to revisit your why. Sometimes you need to think about, why am I in this business? What has this business done for me? And you know what? Sometimes it may be because we are an amazing family, and there are days where being on our team helps you get through your day. So I really challenge you, anytime you start to get, discouraged or frustrated or down about something, to think about why. Because you know what? I think about, what would it be like right now if I was teaching again? Getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, hurrying my kids, trying to drop them off at class, me going to my class, rushing home because I should be staying late at school to work on lesson plans, but I can't really because we have to go to practices and everything else. What would my life be like if I was teaching right now? And then I think, yep, nope. Don't want to go back there.
And the income isn't as well.
For $2,000 a month. No, thank you. But sometimes you have to think through that. So I challenge you to write down your why, because other people will see that. They will see why you do this business. And that's what they want to see. Okay, they don't want to see you word vomit on them all the wonderful things about Pampered Chef and why they need to sign up. They want to see, what has it done for you? I challenge you guys to do that. I have one other video that I want to show you quick, and it was the one that I started to show you before. It is about host coaching. And I just challenge you that to double check your host coaching and make sure that when you are coaching your parties, that you are doing it in a way that helps your host have success. So let me share again, and I'll show you the party, or show you the video that I did. Where did all my stuff go? Oh, it's there. Can I move you guys?
I love that all I see was Minecraft. That's funny.
My son, he loves to watch Minecraft videos, and I don't understand it. Yeah.
That's what my son does. It's like, what is so entertaining about watching someone else play a game?
Play Minecraft. Yeah. I don't understand it either. Hi guys, I am Melody Harper. I am an executive director, and your executive, Mary, is one of my great pals and friends. And so she asked me to come on here for a minute and share with you a little bit about host coaching. So I have always thought of host coaching as where you are earning your paycheck, and the party that you have is where you pick it up. And that is how I have ran my business ever since I have started. And so I do several cooking shows, but I also do lots of virtual parties. And so I know that even with virtual parties, host coaching is super, super important, if not even more important than the host coaching that you do in a cooking show. So I want to share with you some of the tips and things that I do with my hosts. Now, I know that everyone does host coaching a little bit different, but I actually pick up the phone and I do call each and every one of my hosts. You know, whether you decide to do that by texting or calling or, you know, Facebook messaging, you know, that's really your choice. But I ask them from the beginning, I let them know that I just want to have 1 10-minute phone call with them, and the rest can be done through text or Facebook message or whatever method they prefer to stay in contact with me. So I have that one phone call, and here are some of the things that I do on the phone call. First, I ask them, here are a couple times that I have this week to chat with you. It's only going to take about 10 minutes. Which one of these times would work best for you? And so I get them on the phone, and I let them know that I'm going to be sending them a graphic that they can add to their Facebook wall to see who is interested in actually being invited to the party before they start sending out those personal messages. So I send them a graphic, and they get to post it to their wall, you know, excitement about having this Pampered Chef party. So that's the first thing I do. Now, I also let them know that they're going to invite I usually do between 100 to 125 guests, and I tell them that we want to over-invite, so we get about 25 to 30 that are actually participating, and you can see are actively involved in the party. So after the first couple days, I do 2 days of pre-party posts, and so I let them know that I'm going to use those 2 days to kind of see where our participation is, you know, because I can see, I do groups, and so I can see, you know, how many people have actually seen it. And if I don't really feel like a lot have seen it, I will let them know that now we're going to take the opportunity to send some private messages to at least 40 people, because if they've invited 100 to 125 people, they may not want to, you know, message every single one of those. But I tell them to message at least 40 people that you think want to be in this party, they want to participate, and so send those messages to them, letting them know that that you have invited them to this party, that, you know, it's going to be fun, there's going to be games, there's going to be giveaways, and so I instruct them to do that if I can tell that the participation is not exactly where we want it to be. Now, I know with groups, they need to click OK now, and so I also talk to my host about the fact that if they have not clicked OK, they're not going to be able to see everything that's going on in the party when they're invited. So that needs to be included in that message. Be sure that they actually click on the button OK so that they can see all of the posts and everything that's going on in the party. I also talk to the host about creating a wish list. I find that my hosts that are excited about the products, they want their parties to be successful. So do they have a wish list? Do they have written out, you know, what exactly they want to get? And I let them know that by having more participation and more orders, obviously they're going to reach their goals faster. So I think that is super, super important, is having them have a wish list and knowing exactly what they want from this party. So one of the things that I say to my hosts when I have them on the phone is I say, you know, if I was doing a cooking show at your house and I came in and all your guests were there, I know that you would be sitting in the living room or the kitchen, you know, talking with everyone and getting, you know, having a great time. You wouldn't just go check out and go sit in the back bedroom by yourself. So I kind of look at this virtual party the same way. Any interaction that your host has where they are tagging people in the posts or they are posting their own videos. My host that I actually talked to last night, we're doing a breakfast day today in her party, and she said, you know, I have that ceramic egg cooker. I think I will post about how much I love it and what I make in it and take some pictures. Great. That's exactly the kind of stuff that we want. You know, I talked to them about how at least once a day, I give them something to post, or they can come up with something like she did herself to post in the party. And I tell them that it is important that you're just not clicking like, that you're actually commenting, because the guests need to see that your hosts are participating, and they also will get notifications if that host is actually posting in the comments, you know, tagging people. Her guests will get notifications for that. So it's super important that the host is not just clicking like, and I tell the host in the phone call that we have that how important that is. So also, I tell them that our goal is to get 3 bookings from this party, you know, and tell her or him to be thinking about 3 people that are interested and that they think, you know, maybe they love to cook, maybe they don't like to cook, maybe they are kind of the party person or whatever, to be thinking just through a few of their friends who they think may be interested in hosting a party, and letting them know that everyone that books a party, they get a half-price item from that party. So it's important that your host knows that they are going to be getting something from their friend's party if they do book. So every single time I end the call with letting them know that in the packet, because when I make this phone call, I make sure that the host already has a packet. They've already seen the opportunity brochure that I put in there. And so I asked them, you know, if they saw that opportunity brochure, if they have ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef. And so I dropped that little, just that little piece, you know, and on the phone call. And then I drop it at least 4 more times throughout the party. I know that you probably have heard from Mary about 5 times with every host. So I drop it on the first phone call. I'm watching them throughout the week. If they, you know, do an amazing job, I'm letting them know how awesome they are as a host. I could really see them doing something like Pampered Chef, you know, just dropping those little comments to them throughout the party, and then letting them know about the kit credit, the being able to use some of their free towards their kit. And then finally asking them if this is something that they can see, you know, themselves doing, and letting them know anything else that they have questions with and answering any questions. So I always end with that because I want to know kind of from the beginning what their feelings are about Pampered Chef, and then if they flat out tell me no, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to say anything else to them, because some hosts will tell me no in the beginning, and then as they get through their party, they're like, wow, there's just a lot of stuff that I want, or you're right, that quick cooker, which you definitely should be mentioning the quick cooker to them, because they can get that free as a consultant, as a new consultant this month. And so I'm going to be talking about that quick cooker, you know, and as they see, you know, maybe they're like, you know, I actually think I could do something like this when they see the process of the party, or maybe they see how excited their friends are about the products. So just be sure that that is something that you're mentioning to them at the beginning and throughout the whole party as they are doing the party with you. So I hope that some of these tips help. I do this with every single host that I have, and I know that my parties are successful because of the communication that I have and the expectation that I set from the very beginning. So I hope some of these tips help you guys. See you later. Okay, so you guys have heard me say a lot how important host coaching is, but you know, we can have these parties on our calendar, and if our host coaching, you know, is not successful, a lot of times these parties may not be successful. And so I just hate to have you guys work so hard to get the bookings to have parties that don't even qualify. So this party, you know, that I was talking about from this week that I have going right now, when I talked with her the other night, I told her, you know, all of the things that I shared on there with her, but I also let her pick her 5 themes from the party, you know, that we said. And it was awesome because she was like, you know, microwave, absolutely. I have a lot of young moms on there. I really want you to do the microwave one. Oh, and I have a lot of family members, and one of my friends is opening up her own bakeware, you know, shop or whatever. So she said, I'd definitely do the bakeware one because I'll tag them in a bunch of those. You know, so it was awesome to see her excited and get to kind of piece together what she wanted in the virtual party, and notice already her thinking of who will I tag on that day? Why do I want to do the tailgating one day? Because I have a lot of friends that love to go to games and do the tailgating stuff. You know, so I like being able to do that aspect of it, letting my host choose, letting her piece together what she wants in her party and getting excited about it. And so that has worked really well for me so far. And so I'm looking forward. Her party already has 4 orders on it and just started today, you know, so I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, and honestly, she's one that I told her that she needed to message at least 40 people, that she didn't have that good of participation. So, and today, you know, the orders, you know, already started coming in. So just by her personally messaging and letting people know, you know, that they're part of this party and getting excited about it. So a party that has 2 people seeing it, I could have went, oh, this is going to be a horrible party. You know, this is going to be a waste of my time. I really, you know, or I can encourage the host and say, okay, we don't have much participation. We're going to need to send some messages. We're going to need to get some people that, you know, seeing this party. And I always tell them to get 5 outside orders, always, from people that are not on Facebook, always. So that seems to help as well. So she was already rattling off people at work and other people that she was going to send the link to that weren't on Facebook. So any tips that you found useful in there?
I do a lot that you do. I set reminders on my phone every day, what message to send to them for host coaching. And then I have notes in my note part of my phone where I can just copy that message and send it to them. That way I'm not sitting there typing out, you know, several different things. You know, like today, I didn't do it, but I will for tomorrow since I had my little surgery thing. You know, the message to send to her friends, you know, personally, that, you know, she's so close to her rewards, and to let, you know, let them know what she's working towards, and that, you know, Friday's the last day, so here's my link, you know, that kind of message. So I usually send it out on Thursdays, but today was a crazy day, so I'll just kind of edit it for tomorrow and let her send it out, and maybe give till Saturday to close.
Awesome.
And those personal messages that they send out really do work.
Will you post what one of them looks like?
I was gonna say that's what I like.
Yeah.
I like the idea of, instead of just blowing it off and going, well, no one's going to comment, I'm just going to kind of run this with no emotion to it. I think the idea of personally messaging those people, I think it's a great idea. That's the total mindset of how can I fix this? So I like that.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I do 2 pre-posts always. 2 pre-party posts, because I can gauge where are we at in this. You know, are there lots of people jumping on, seeing stuff, or not so much? And at that point, I can say, okay, we're going to go ahead and have to send these personal messages before we start this party, because I don't think enough people are seeing it. So that, ever since I've started doing that, that has really, really helped with where my parties end up. For sure.
Where do you want me to post it?
On this director bound, get more director bound.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, I don't want to keep you much later. I know that we have people that need to go to bed so they can go to work tomorrow. But you're gonna continue to see posts about mindset stuff. because I honestly, truly believe that one of the biggest things about promoting to director is mindset, which is why you see so much mindset stuff when I am running a director bound. So, and I put in a lot of the things that I send out. And you'll notice at the bottom of a graphic that I did this month, I put, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So I say that all the time. All the time. So, all right. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Night.
Thank you.
Be talking soon.
Okay.
Bye, guys.